Hello, everyone. I'm Adam, and welcome back. Have you ever wondered why you say yes when you actually want to say no? Why do people buy things they don't need, follow crowds without thinking, or trust strangers so easily? What if I told you that most of our decisions are not really ours? Today, I have summarized one of the most powerful books ever written about human behavior, Influence by Robert Cialdini. But this is not just a book summary, and at the same time, understand the hidden psychology behind persuasion, because when you understand influence, two amazing things happen. First, you stop being controlled by others. Second, you become more confident, more powerful, and more effective in your own life. Imagine being able to convince people naturally. Protect yourself from manipulation, make smarter decisions and become a more impactful and goal-oriented person. That's exactly what this book teaches. So if you want to grow your English vocabulary while also transforming your mindset, stay with me until the end. Let's begin. Today, we start an exciting journey into the powerful book Influence by Robert Cialdini, explained in simple and clear English learners. Stay with me until the end, because after this video, you will never see marketing, sales, or social media the same way again. About the author, Robert Cialdini is a famous psychologist. He studied why people say yes. He did many experiments and even worked undercover in sales companies to learn real-life persuasion techniques. His conclusion? There are 6 universal principles of influence that control human behavior. In this video series, we will learn them step by step. Principle 1. Reciprocity, the rule of give and take. Imagine this. Someone gives you a small gift. Immediately, you feel something inside. A small pressure. This is reciprocity. It is one of the strongest rules in human society. Why reciprocity exists? Without reciprocity exists. Without reciprocity, society cannot function. If people never returned favors, cooperation would disappear. Trust would be broken. So this rule is deeply programmed inside us. But here is the important part. It works even when we don't want it to. It works even when we don't want it to. Example, free samples. You walk into a supermarket. A smiling employee offers you free cheese. You taste it. Now you feel uncomfortable leaving without buying, even if you don't love the taste. Why? Because your brain says, they gave me something. I must respond. The gift creates obligation, even if the gift was small. Example, free online content. Many businesses offer free ebooks, free trials, free consultations. They are not just being kind. They understand psychology. When you receive something valuable for free, you feel more open to buying later. Not because you need it, but because you feel connected. The power of unwanted gifts. Here is something interesting. Reciprocity works even when you did not ask for the gift. If someone gives you something unexpectedly, the pressure is even stronger. That is why some companies send free products to influencers. The influencers feel grateful. Later, they speak positively about the brand. Influence begins with a simple gift. Principle 2. Commitment and consistency. Let me ask you a question. Do you like to see yourself as honest? reliable to stable. Most people do. We want our actions to match our words. This is called consistency. It was called consistency. Small commitment, big commitment. There is a famous technique called the foot in the door technique. It works like this. Step 1, ask for something small. Step 2, ask for something bigger. If the person says yes to the small request, they are more likely to say yes again. Why? Because they want to stay consistent. Real-life experiment, researchers once asked homeowners, can we put a small sticker on your window that says, "Drive safely"? Many people agreed. Later, the researchers returned and asked, can we put a large, ugly sign in your yard supporting safe driving? Surprisingly, many people agreed again. Why? Because they now saw themselves as supporters of safe driving by night. Their identity changed, and people act according to their identity. Identity is powerful. When you say, "I am a healthy person," you are more likely to exercise, eat vegetables, avoid junk food. When someone gets you to say, "I care about the environment," later they can ask you to donate money, because now it matches your identity. Why these principles matter? These two principles: reciprocity and consistency, influence; marketing, boko; politics, relationships; social media, influence marketing; politics, relationships; social media, salesji; even friendships. But to protect yourself and to communicate more effectively. How to protect yourself when someone gives you something? Ask, "Do I truly want to return this favor?" When someone asks for a small commitment, think, where could this lead? Consistency is good, but blind consistency can trap you. Part 1 summary today, we learned our brain uses shortcuts. Reciprocity makes us return favors. Commitment makes us stay consistent. Small actions can lead to big decisions, and this is only the beginning. In part 2, we will discover something even more powerful. Why we follow the crowd, even when the crowd is wrong. If you found this lesson helpful, like this video, comment. Part 2, please. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We are building knowledge step by step. In the next episode, we will unlock more secrets of human behavior. See you in part 2. Part 2, Why We Follow the Crowd. Book influenced by Robert Cialdini. Let me ask you something very honest, Sterostomy. Let me ask you something very honest. Have you ever watched a video because it had millions of views? Have you ever laughed in a cinema just because everyone else was laughing? If yes, you are not weak, you are human. Today, we will discover one of the most powerful forces in psychology. Social proof, the invisible pressure that makes us follow the crowd. And by the end of this video, you will understand why trends go viral, why reviews control our choices, and why silence in an emergency can be dangerous. Welcome back to our deep dive into influence by Robert Cialdini, explained in simple, clear English for language learners. Let's begin. Principle 3. Social proof. If others do it, it must be right. Social proof means this. When we are unsure what to do, we look at what other people are doing, and then we copy them This is a mental shortcut. Our brain says, so many people are doing this, it must be correct. Most of the time, this shortcut helps us, but sometimes it can mislead us. Why social proof exceeds? Imagine early humans living in small groups. If everyone ran in one direction, you should run too. Maybe there was danger. Following the group increased survival. So today, our brain still uses this rule. The majority must be right. Example, choosing a restaurant, 2 restaurants stand next to each other. One is empty. The other is full. Which one do you choose? Most people choose the busy one, even without reading the menu. Why? Because other people are eating there. That is social proof. Example, social media new. Why do people click on videos with millions of views? Why do we trust products with thousands of 5-star reviews? Because numbers feel like evidence. But remember, popularity does not always mean quality. The dangerous side, the bystander effect. Now let's talk about something serious. Sometimes social proof can stop people from helping. Imagine the situation. A person falls down in a public place. Many people are standing around but no one helps. Why? By vidi. Because everyone looks at each other. Each person thinks, if no one else is helping, maybe it's not serious. This is called the bystander effect. When many people are present, responsibility becomes weaker. Everyone waits. No one acts. Important lesson. When you are in an emergency and need help, do not shout, "Can someone help me?" Responsibility becomes personal. We follow people similar to us. Social proof becomes even stronger when the people are similar to us. The people are similar to us. For example, teenagers are strongly influenced by other teenagers. For example, teenagers are strongly influenced by other teenagers. Parents are influenced by other parents. That is why advertising often shows people like you. Because we trust those who look similar. Principle 4, liking. We say yes to people we like. Now let's move to another powerful principle. We prefer to another powerful principle. We prefer to say yes to people we like. Simple, but extremely powerful. What makes us like someone? Cialdini explains several factors. 1. Physical attractiveness. Attractive people are often seen as smarter, kinder, more trustworthy, even when it is not true. This is called the halo effect. 2. Similarity. We like people who are similarity. We like people who are similarity to us. Same hometown, same hobbies, same beliefs. Even small similarities increase trust. That is why salespeople often say, "Oh, really? I also love that football team." Connection creates influence. 3. Compliments. We love compliments, even when we know they are not completely true. A simple balance, "You have great taste," can increase your chances of success. 4. Cooperation. When people work together toward a common goal, they like each other more. Shared goals create emotional bonds. Real-life example, Tupperware parties. In the past, many products were sold through home parties. A friend invited you. You came to support your friend. Now you feel pressure to buy something. Why? Because you like your friend. You don't want to disappoint her. The product becomes secondary. The relationship becomes primary. The relationship becomes primary. Why influencers are powerful. Influencers use both principles. Paul's social proof. Influencers use both principles. Millions of followers in flooding friendly personality. When we feel connected to someone online, we trust their recommendations, even if we never met them. How to protect yourself. When you feel pressure to follow others, ask, is this truly right? Or am I just copying? When someone you like recommends something, ask, do I want this product? Or do I just want to support them? Awareness gives you power. You don't have to reject everything. Just pause and think. Part 2 summary today we learned. In uncertainty, we copy others. The bystander effect can stop action. We say yes to people we like. Similarity, compliments, and attractiveness increase influence. Now you understand why trends spread so fast, and we are only halfway through the psychology of persuasion. If this episode opened your eyes, like this video, comment I control my decisions. Subscribe so you don't miss part 3. In the next episode, we will explore why authority figures control us, why uniforms and titles are so powerful, and how limited offers make us act fast. Part 3 is going to be mind-blowing. See you there. Part 3, authority and scarcity, why we obey and why we rush. Book influenced by Robert Cialdini. Why do people obey someone in a white coat, even without asking questions? Why does a simple title like doctor, professor, or CEO instantly change the way we listen? And why do we suddenly want something more the moment we hear, only 2 left, only 2 left, limited time offer, last chance? These 2 principles can make intelligent people act without thinking. But once you understand them, you become stronger. Welcome back to our journey through influence, explained in simple, clear English for learners. Let's begin. Principle 5. Authority, we obey experts. From childhood, we are taught, listen to your parents, respect your teachers. Follow the police. Authority helps society stay organized. Without authority, there would be chaos, but authority also creates automatic obedience, sometimes too much obedience. The power of symbols. Authority does not always need real knowledge. Sometimes symbols are enough. For example, a uniform bait, a fancy office. Symbols at professional title. These symbols send a message to our brain. This person knows more than me. And often, we stop thinking critically. A famous experiment at a well-known psychological study. Participants were told to give electric shocks to another person when they answered questions incorrectly. A scientist in a lab coat told them to continue. Even when the victim screamed in pain, many participants obeyed. Why? Because an authority figure told them to. They did not want to disobey. This experiment showed something shocking. Our titles, if ordinary people, can do harmful things when authority tells them to. Real-life example, titles matter. In one study, a visitor was introduced to students. In one class, he was introduced as a student. In another class, he was introduced as a student. In another class, he was introduced as a professor. Later, students were asked to guess his height. When he was called professor, students believed he was taller. The title changed perception. Authority changes reality in our minds. Advertisements and authority changes reality in our minds. Advertisements and authority. Why do toothpaste ads show people in white coats? Why do commercials say, because authority increases trust, even if the connection is weak? Our brain relaxes. We stop questioning. How to protect yourself from authority pressure. When facing authority, asked, is this person truly an expert in this area? Are they giving evidence? Do they benefit from my agreement? Respect authority, but do not surrender your thinking. Confidence and calm questioning are powerful. Principle 6. Scarcity. We want what is rare. Now let's talk about something that creates urgency. Scarcity means limited availability. When something is rare, we want it more, even if we did not want it before. Why scarcity works? In human history, rare resources meant survival. Rare food, rare land. Rare opportunities, rare land, rare opportunities. So our brain developed a simple rule. 1. If it's rare, it must be valuable. Example. Limited time offers 1+E. You visit an online store. You see, only 3 items left. Sale ends in 2 hours. Suddenly, your heart beats faster. You feel pressure. You think, if I don't buy now, I will lose it. That fear of losing is stronger than the joy of gaining. Psychologists call this loss aversion. We hate losing more than we enjoy winning. Example. Restricted access. Imagine 2 cookies on a table. One jar has 10 cookies. The other jar has 2 cookies. People usually believe the jar with 2 cookies tastes better, even if both jars have identical cookies. Scarcity increases perceived value. Scarcity of information. Scarcity also works with information. If someone says, I have something important to tell you, but I'm not sure I should, you immediately become curious. When information feels restricted, it becomes more attractive. That is why secret marketing works. Competition makes scarcity stronger. Bias. Scarcity becomes even more powerful when there is competition. For example, scarcity becomes even more powerful when there is competition. Now you don't just want the house. You want to win. Life Dapper. Competition increases desire. Authority plus scarcity equals extremely powerful. Now imagine these 2 principles together. An expert says this is the best investment opportunity and adds it is only available for 24 hours. Scarcity gives urgency. Together, they remove hesitation. Together, they remove hesitation. This combination is used in 1. Sales, online courses, real estate, cryptocurrency promotions. Ticket sales. Understanding this protects you. Slow down your decision. When you feel pressure from authority or scarcity, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, would I want this if it was not limited? Would I agree if this person had no title? Time reduces emotional pressure. Clarity increases when urgency decreases. When urgency decreases. Part 3. Summary. Today we learned. We naturally obey authority figures. Titles, uniforms, and symbols increase trust. Scarcity makes things more valuable. Fear of loss pushes us to act quickly. Authority and scarcity together are extremely powerful, and scarcity together are extremely powerful. And now you can see how many advertisements are designed. And we are getting closer to mastering influence. If this episode made you think differently, like this video, comment, "I think before I say yes." Subscribe now for part 4 in the next episode. We will explore how persuasion works in real-life stories, how marketers combine all principles and how you can use influence ethically. You do not want to miss it. See you in part 4. Part 4, How Persuasion Works in Real Life. Book. Influenced by Robert Cialdini. What if I told you every successful advertisement, every viral campaign, every powerful leader uses the same psychological tools, not by accident, but by design? Today, we are going deeper. We will see how the 6 principles of influence work together in real life. In marketing, business, politics, and even social media. And by the end of this video, you will start noticing persuasion everywhere. Welcome back to our journey through influence, explained in clear and simple English for learners around the world. Let's begin. First, a quick reminder. So far, we have learned 6 powerful principles: reciprocal commitment and consistency, social proof, liking authority, scarcity. Individually, they are strong, but when combined, they become unstoppable. Real-life example 1, online course launch. Imagine someone is selling an online course launch. Let's analyze what they do. Step 1, reciprocity. They give free content on YouTube, free webinars, free ebooks. You receive value first. You feel grateful. Step 2, authority. Step 2, authority. Step styles. They share success stories. They appear confident and professional. You think, this person is an expert. Step 3, social proof. They say over 50,000 students enrolled. They show positive reviews. You think, so many people joined. It must be good. Step 4, liking. They smile. They tell personal stories. They connect emotionally. Step 5, scarcity. Enrollment closes tonight. Only 100 spots available. Now you feel urgency. Step 6, commitment. They first ask you to register for a free webinar. Small yes. Bigger yes. All 6 principles are working together, and you may not even notice. This is not magic. This is psychology. Real-life example, 2 supermarkets. Next time you visit a supermarket, observe carefully. Free tasting samples, reciprocity, bestseller label, social proof, doctor recommended, authority staff, bestseller label, social proof, doctor recommended, authority staff, liking lidded offer. Your decisions are influenced step by step, but remember, influence is not evil. It depends on intention. Unethical influence. This is very important. Persuasion can be used to back it persuasion. Help people. Texas educate people. Texas hire positive change. Or it can be used to manipulate, trick, exploit, fear. The difference is honesty. Ethical influence creates value for both sides. Unethical influence benefits only one side. Influence in politics. Politicians also use these principles. Authority, you notice in politics. Politicians also use these principles. Authority titles and positions. Social proof, large crowds and polls. Commitment, public promises, liking personal stories. Reciprocity, promises of benefits. When emotions are high, influence becomes stronger. That is why critical thinking is essential. Influence on social media. Why do trends spread so fast? Because social proof is visible. Likes which shares, comments, followers, numbers create trust. Algorithms amplify popularity. Popularity increases more popularity. It becomes a cycle. How to use influence positively. Now let's talk about something powerful. How can you use these principles ethically? If you are a teacher, a content creator, a business owner, a leader, you can use influence to create positive impact. If you teach English, for example, you can give free lessons first, reciprocity. Show your experience, authority, share student success stories, social proof, build connection through storytelling, liking, offer limited time programs, honestly, scarcity, encourage small, daily. Practice, commitment, influence becomes a tool for growth, not manipulation. How to protect yourself daily. Here are simple questions to ask before saying yes. Am I deciding emotionally or logically? Would I want this without the time pressure? Am I influenced by popularity? Do I want this without the time pressure? Am I influenced by popularity? Am I acting because I like the person? Daiji. A few seconds of reflection can save you money, time, and regret. Slow thinking versus fast thinking. Cialdini explains that influence works best when we think quickly, when we are tired, when we are distracted, when we are emotional. So the best defense is simple. Slow down. Think carefully. Take your time. The most powerful lesson so far. Influence is everywhere, but awareness changes everything. When you understand the rules, you are no longer controlled blindly. You become a smart consumer, walking, a thoughtful leader, wit, a confident communicator, knowledge creates freedom. Part 4. Summary. Today we learned influence works best when principles combine. Marketing uses all 6 principles together. Influence can be ethical or manipulative. Awareness protects you. You can use persuasion to create positive change. And we are only getting deeper. In Part 5, we will explore real psychological experiments that prove how automatic our behavior can be. You will be surprised. If this series is helping you improve your English and your thinking, like this video, comment, I see influence everywhere. Subscribe now for Part 5. Share this video with a friend who loves psychology. We are building powerful knowledge together. See you in Part 5. Part 5, Automatic Behavior. Why we say yes without thinking. Book. Influenced by Robert Cialdini. Book. Influenced by Robert Cialdini. Have you ever agreed to something before your brain had time to think? Have you ever bought a product and later said, "Why did I do that?" What if I told you that sometimes we don't decide? We don't decide. We react. Today, you will discover one of the most important ideas in influence. Humans often behave like machines, not because we are weak, but because our brain is designed to save energy. Welcome back to our deep journey into persuasion, explained in simple, clear English. Let's unlock something powerful, the click-whir effect. Like a machine, when a certain trigger appears, we automatically respond. No deep thinking, just reaction. Example from nature. Some animals behave automatically. For example, a mother turkey cares for her babies when she hears a specific sound, cheep cheep. That sound triggers care. If the sound is present, she protects. If not, she ignores. It is automatic. Humans are more intelligent, but we also have automatic triggers. The word because you also have automatic triggers. The word because. Here's a famous experiment. A person stood in line to use a copy machine. She asked, "Excuse me, may I use the machine?" Some people said yes. Then she tried another version. Now here is the surprising part. She tried this. "Excuse me, may I use the machine because I need to make copies?" That reason is obvious and meaningless. Of course she needs to make copies, that's why she's there. But still, most people said yes. Why? Because of the word. Why? Because of the word. Because when we hear a reason, even a weak one, our brain relaxes. Click, whir. Automatic agreement. Expensive means better. Jeggio. Another automatic rule in our brain. Expensive equals high quality. Something. People believe that if something costs more, it must be better. Sometimes it's true. Some shops increase prices of slow-selling jewelry. Suddenly, sales increased. Why feeding? Because people assumed higher price meant higher quality. No extra improvement. Just perception. Shortcuts help, but also hurt. Let's be honest. These mental shortcuts are useful. Imagine analyzing every decision carefully. You would be exhausted. Shortcuts save time, but they also make us vulnerable, especially when someone understands our triggers. Fixed action patterns in humans. Cialdini explains that humans also have fixed action patterns and humans also have fixed action patterns. When a trigger appears, behavior follows automatically. For example, smile, smile, smile back. Gift, return, favor to sir. If you was a ball, thousands, smile, back. Gift, return, favor, authority uniform. Respect, crowd approval. They usually help us survive. But in modern society, they can be used strategically. Advertising and automatic thinking. Think about advertisements. They often use use, attractive people, happy music, scientific language, urgent countdown timers. These are not random choices. They are triggers. They activate automatic responses. You feel something. You react. Before thinking deeply. Two modes of thinking. There are two ways we think. One, fast thinking. Two, slow thinking. Two, slow thinking. Fast thinking is automatic. Slow thinking is careful and analytical. Influence works best when we are in fast mode, when we are walk-past, when we are not tired. Busy and emotional. Distracted. That is why many sales happen late at night online. Your brain is tired. You click, you buy. Later, you regret. The danger of mindless agreement. When we act automatically, we may overspend. We may trust the wrong people. We may trust the wrong people. We may follow bad advice. We may ignore important details. The problem is not influence, Fincho. The problem is unconscious influence. How to regain control? The solution is simple, but powerful. Slow down. Ask yourself, why am I saying yes? A given hole. What is the real reason? Is this decision emotional or logical, vibrant? Would I decide the same tomorrow? Even 10 seconds of thinking can change everything. Awareness creates freedom. When you understand automatic triggers, you gain power. You don't have to reject everything. You just pause. You observe. You decide consciously. That small pause separates intelligent action from emotional reaction. Practical exercise. Today, try this. When someone asks you for something, wait 5 seconds before answering. Notice how it feels. Notice the pressure. Notice the trigger. Why this matters for your life. If you want to, become a better communicator. Improve your English with confidence. Build a business. Create content. Lead people. Understanding automatic behavior is essential because persuasion is not about forcing people. It's about understanding human nature. And human nature is predictable. Part 5 summary. Today we learned humans use automatic mental shortcuts. The click, whir, response controls fast decisions. The word because increases agreement. Price influences perception of quality. Slowing down protects you from manipulation. Now you understand something powerful. Not every yes is a conscious choice. Sometimes it's automatic. But now you are more aware. If this lesson made you think differently, like this video, comment, I choose consciously. Subscribe now for part 6. In the next episode, we will explore how influence works in relationships and everyday conversations. This journey is becoming deeper and more powerful. See you in part 6. Part 6, Influence in Relationships and Everyday Life. Book Influence by Robert Cialdini. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to get what they want effortlessly? They ask for favors, persuade friends, and even influence strangers, all without seeming pushy. What if I told you they are not lucky? They are using psychological principles without realizing it. Today, we will explore how influence works in everyday life, in friendships, family, work, and even casual encounters. By the end of this video, you will see the subtle ways humans influence each other and how to use it ethically. Influence happens everywhere. Influence is not only in advertising or politics, it is in your daily interactions or politics. It is in your daily interactions, asking your boss for a raise, getting your friend to join a workout, convincing your family to try a new restaurant, negotiating a deal with colleagues. The principles of persuasion are at work constantly. Principle 1. Reciprocity in daily life. Think about your last favor. Did a friend help you move furniture? Did a colleague bring coffee for you? Did someone share useful advice? After receiving something, humans feel an automatic urge to return the favor. Even small actions create this effect. A compliment, a small gift, a helpful tip. Example, a small gift. A helpful tip. Example, you give your friend a book you loved. Next week, they invite you to a special event. Small acts create big influence over time. Principle 2, commitment and consistency. People like to stay consistent with what they've said or done. This principle works in conversations and relationships. Picture if a friend says, "I want to live a healthier life." They are more likely to follow through on exercise plans. If someone signs up for a study group, they feel committed to attend. Even small verbal commitments can influence behavior. "I will try it once." Eventually, they fully participate. Tip: use this ethically by encouraging positive habits in others. Principle 3. Social proof. In everyday life, humans look to others for guidance, especially in uncertainty. Seeing a restaurant crowded, more likely to enter. Hearing friends discuss a book, more likely to read it. Watching colleagues follow a trend, more likely to read it. Watching colleagues follow a trend, more likely to adopt it. Example: at work, if several people praise a new software tool, others are more likely to try it. Social proof reduces doubt and gives confidence. Principle 4, liking, the most human principle. We say yes more often to people we like. Factors that increase liking: physical appearance, physical appearance, physical appearance, friendly gestures, smile, and approachable appearance, similarity, shared hobbies, background, or beliefs. Compliments, genuine praise strengthens bonds. Cooperation, working together builds trust. Example: a colleague who laughs at your jokes, shares interests, and helps with tasks will have influence over your decisions, even unintentionally. Principle 5, authority in daily life. Even in small interactions, authority matters. Someone with experience naturally gains respect. Experts' opinions are trusted more. Symbols like uniforms or badges can affect behavior. Example, your gym trainer gives advice. You follow a senior team member recommends a method. Team adopts it. Authority increases compliance even outside formal settings. Principle 6, scarcity, the desire for what is limited. Scarcity creates urgency and attraction, even among friends or colleagues. Only 2 tickets left for the concert. This opportunity may not come again. Example: if a friend says, opportunity may not come again. Example: if a friend says, I'm only inviting a few people, suddenly you feel compelled to accept. Scarcity works because humans fear missing out. The famous FOMO, fear of missing out. Real-life example: coordinating a group activity. Imagine planning a weekend trip with friends. You offer a helpful suggestion. Reciprocity. Everyone agrees to small tasks first. Commitment. You show photos from previous trips. Social proof. You create friendly energy, liking you are organized and knowledgeable. Authority. You mention limited spots. Scarcity result. The group follows your lead naturally. All 6 principles combined without force. Using influence ethically in life. Influence can build stronger relationships, not manipulate. Here are key ethical guidelines. Always have mutual benefit. Respect others' choice. Avoid deception. Encourage positive growth. Use influence. Encourage positive growth. Use influence to help, teach, or inspire. Quick tips for daily awareness. Notice when someone tries to influence you. Ask, am I agreeing because I want to influence you? Ask, am I agreeing because I want to? or because of a principle. Pause before major decisions. Reflect on patterns in your relationships. Reflect on patterns in your relationships. Awareness increases your power and freedom. Part 6 Summary. Today we learned influence exists in friendships, family, work, and casual interactions, reciprocity, commitment, social proof, liking, authority, and scarcity. Guide daily choices. Ethical use strengthens trust and relationships. Awareness helps you act consciously. Now, you can see influence in action everywhere. If this episode opened your eyes, like this video comment, I see influence in daily life. Subscribe for part 7. In the next episode, subscribe for part 7. In the next episode, we'll explore the psychology of persuasion in sales and negotiation, how professionals combine all principles to get results, and how you can respond wisely. See you in part 7. See you in part 7. Part 7, Influence in Sales and Negotiation. Book, Influence by Robert Cialdini. Book, Influence by Robert Cialdini. Have you ever wondered why you sometimes buy something you didn't plan to? Or why a salesperson can make you feel like a must-have deal is irresistible? Today, we will explore how influence works in sales, marketing, and negotiation, and how professionals use all 6 principles together to persuade effectively. By the end of this video, you'll know how to spot these techniques and even use them ethically to get better results in your own life. Influence is everywhere in sales. Sales is not just about products. It's about understanding human behavior. Every ad, every pitch, every offer uses psychological triggers that we studied. Reciprocity, commitment, and consistency. Social proof, liking, offer, and consistency. Social proof, liking, authority, professionals combine them strategically. Reciprocity in sales. Ever received a free sample, trial, or consultation? You felt obligated, right? That's reciprocity in action. Example. A salesperson gives a free sample of chocolate. You feel grateful. Later, you buy the chocolate, or another product. Small gifts or favors create psychological debt. It doesn't have to be big. Even helpful advice counts. Commitment and consistency in negotiation. Negotiators often start with small agreements first. Step 1, agree to a short call, and Step 2, agree to a short call. Step 3, sign the contract. Your brain wants to remain consistent. If you said yes to a small step, you're more likely to continue. Tip: this works both ways. You can build influence ethically by encouraging small commitments toward positive outcomes. Social proof in marketing. We trust what others trust. Reviews, testimonials. Number of users. Example. Testimonials, number of users. Example. Marketers use social proof to show you are not alone. It works because humans rely on crowd wisdom. Liking in negotiation. People buy from people they like. Smile. Share personal stories. Find common interests. Give genuine compliments. Even small connections. Give genuine compliments. Even small connections increase trust and agreement. Example. A friendly car salesperson builds rapport. You feel comfortable and are more willing to negotiate. Liking builds a bridge to influence. Authority in sales. Experts are trusted. Certifications Experience, signature. Experience, credentials, professional appearance. Example. Certified financial advisor recommends this plan. Doctor approves supplement. Authority works because humans are wired to follow knowledgeable figures. It's efficient for decision making. Scarcity, the power of limited. Urgency drives action. Limited stock, only 3 items left. Limited time, offer ends tonight. Exclusive access, invitation only. Scarcity triggers loss aversion. Humans fear losing more than they enjoy gaining. Example. A flash sale increases purchases instantly. A flash sale increases purchases instantly. The fear of missing out, FOMO, overrides hesitation. Combining principles for maximum effect. Professional salespeople know the magic is in combination. Example. Online course launch. Free webinar, reciprocity, instructor credentials. Instructor credentials, authority, thousands of participants. Social proof, friendly communication. Liking limited seats. Scarcity, small registration, first, together, 2. Guide the customer step by step toward the final purchase. Protect yourself in sales. To avoid being manipulated, Monfey, pause before saying yes. Check your motivation, emotional or logical. Evaluate scarcity and urgency critically. Verify authority, credentials, notice social pressure, or liking tricks. Awareness doesn't stop you from buying. It just ensures it's conscious. Awareness doesn't stop you from buying. It just ensures it's conscious. Ethical influence in negotiation. Influence isn't evil. It can be used for good. Teachers encourage students. Managers motivate employees. Coaches guide athletes. Leaders inspire teams. The key is transparency, honesty, and mutual benefit. Tip: when you combine principles ethically, people feel guided, not manipulated. Quick, practical exercise next time you negotiate. Start with small agreements, commitment, highlight positive examples, social proof, build rapport. Liking, show your knowledge and expertise. Authority, offer something helpful first. Reciprocity, use time-limited options honestly. Scarcity, observe how influence works naturally, and you will see results. Part 7 Summary. Today we learned sales and negotiation use all 6 principles. Strategically, reciprocity builds gratitude. Commitment leads to bigger agreements. Social proof reduces doubt. Liking builds trust. Authority increases compliance. Scarcity triggers urgency. Ethical use creates value for both sides. Awareness protects you from manipulation. If this episode helped you understand sales psychology, like this video, comment too. I will use influence ethically. Subscribe now for part 8. In the next episode, we will explore how influence is used in advertising and media, and how to see through manipulation. See you in part 8. Part 8 to Influence in Advertising and Media. Book. Influence by Robert Cialdini. As Media. Book. Influence by Robert Cialdini. Have you ever wondered why some ads make you instantly want a product, while others are ignored? Why do certain social media posts go viral, while most disappear without a trace? The answer lies in psychology, and today we will uncover how advertisers and media experts use the 6 principles of influence to shape your choices. By the end of this video, you will see through marketing tricks and make smarter decisions, while also learning how to use influence ethically. Advertising uses psychology everywhere. Advertising uses psychology everywhere. Every image, word, and offer is carefully designed to trigger psychological responses. Marketers don't just sell products, they sell emotion, identity, and urgency. Let's break down how the 6 principles are applied. Reciprocity in advertising. Have you noticed? Free ebooks, free sample products, free trials. These aren't just gifts. They create obligation. Example, you receive a free sample from a skincare brand. Even if you didn't plan to buy, you feel inclined to purchase later. This is reciprocity in action. Small gifts trigger gratitude, which increases likelihood of a positive response. Commitment and consistency. Many ads ask you to start with small actions. Sign up for a newsletter. Take a quick quiz. Download a free guide. Once you say yes, your brain wants to stay consistent. Example, a user subscribes to a free trial. Later, they are offered the full paid version. Because you committed once, consistency nudges you to continue. Social proof in media. Humans look to others for guidance. Advertisers use testimonials, user reviews, DEST. Testimonials, user reviews. Influencer endorsements. Join 100,000 satisfied users. Social proof reduces uncertainty and increases trust. Example, a video shows hundreds of people using a product. You subconsciously think, if so many people like it, it must be good. This works online, on TV, and in print ads. Liking and advertising, we buy from people we like. Attractive models or actors, relatable influencers, friendly hosts in commercials. Example, you are more likely to buy a product recommended by someone who smiles, tells a story, or shares your interests. Liking creates emotional bonds which increase persuasion. Authority and media authority creates trust instantly. Advertisers use doctors, scientists. Advertisers use doctors, scientists, or experts in commercials. Professionals in uniform. Awards or certifications. Example, 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this toothpaste. Even if you don't know the dentist, the authority figure triggers compliance. Scarcity in advertising. Scarcity triggers urgency and desire. Only 2 left in stock, limited time, offer exclusive edition and desire. Only 2 left in stock, limited time, offer exclusive edition. Example, flash sales on e-commerce sites drive thousands of purchases within hours, all because scarcity creates psychological pressure. Combining principles in ads, smart campaigns combine multiple principles. Example, a cosmetic brand launches a new product. A cosmetic brand launches a new product. Free sample, reciprocity, beauty expert endorsement. Authority social media reviews, social proof popular influencer. Liking limited edition, scarcity, try a small gift first together to guide customer. Behavior step by step. Protect yourself as a consumer. To avoid manipulation, pause before buying manipulation. Pause before buying. Do I need this? Or am I reacting to pressure? Evaluate claims critically. Check authority credentials. Verify social proof. Awareness allows you to choose consciously, using influence ethically. Influence can be used for good purposes in media. Influence can be used for good purposes in media. Educating viewers. Promoting positive habits, encouraging healthy decisions. Sharing useful knowledge, promoting positive habits, encouraging healthy decisions. Sharing useful knowledge, ethical use creates win-win situations for both the creator and audience. Quick exercise. Identify which principle is being used. Reciprocity, scarcity, authority, social proof, liking, or commitment. Am I being influenced emotionally or logically? Decide consciously before reacting. The simple practice makes you smarter and more aware. Part 8 Summary. Today we learned advertising and media use, all 6 principles of influence. Reciprocity, social proof, liking. Authority, scarcity, social proof, liking, authority, scarcity, and commitment guide decisions. Awareness protects you from manipulation. Ethical use of influence benefits both parties. Understanding marketing psychology gives you freedom and control in everyday life. If this video helped you understand advertising better, like this video, comment. I see through ads now. Subscribe for part 9 in the next episode. Subscribe for part 9 in the next episode. We will explore psychological experiments that reveal how easily humans can be influenced and what this means for your decisions. See you in Part 9. Part 9, Powerful Psychological Experiments on Influence. Book, Influence by Robert Cialdini. Imagine this. People are asked to give a strong electric shock to strangers, just because someone in authority told them to. Some comply, even when the victim screams in pain. Or imagine that people stop helping someone in trouble just because no one else is acting. These aren't stories. They are real psychological experiments. Today, we'll uncover how easily humans can be influenced and why awareness is your strongest protection. Welcome back to Influence, explained in simple, clear English for learners. The power of experiments. Cialdini studied psychology, not only through theory, but by real experiments. These experiments reveal automatic behavior patterns, obedience, and social influence. By understanding them, you can see influence before it happens in your own life. Experiment 1: Obedience to authority. Milgram study. Stanley Milgram's famous study. Participants thought they were helping with a learning experiment. They were asked to deliver shocks to a learner. When mistakes were made, reducted them to continue. Result: most participants continued shocking the learner, even when it appeared dangerous. Why? Obedience to authority triggers automatic compliance. Lesson: authority can strongly override personal judgment. Awareness is essential. Experiment 2: The bystander effect. Darley and Latane. A staged emergency. Someone pretends to collapse in public. Darley and Latane. Multiple people are present. Result: the more bystanders present, the less likely anyone intervenes. People wait for someone else to act. Lesson: social proof can sometimes stop positive action. Don't rely blindly on the crowd. Experiment 3: The foot in the door technique. Researchers tested small requests leading to bigger requests. Step 1: ask participants to place a small sticker in their window. Step 2: later, Ask to place a large sign in their yard. Result: most participants who agreed to the small request agreed to the larger one. Lesson: commitment and consistency drive behavior. Small, yes, leads to bigger, yes, automatically. Experiment 4. The door in the face technique. Opposite of foot in the door. Ask for a huge favor first, likely refusal. Then ask for a smaller, real request. Result: people are more likely to agree to the second, smaller request. Lesson: reciprocity works here. The requester appears to concede, and you feel obligated to agree. Experiment 5. Social proof in ambiguous situations. Sheriff's autokinetic effect study. People judged a stationary light as moving in a dark room. A lone wide range of answers. In groups, answers converged to match others. Lesson: humans look to others in uncertainty. Social proof guides behavior even in ambiguous situations. Social proof guides behavior even in ambiguous situations. Lessons from experiments. Humans often act automatically under authority or social pressure. Small commitments create bigger future compliance. Reciprocity and concessions guide behavior. Social proof influences both action and inaction. Awareness can prevent unconscious manipulation. How to apply this knowledge. Pause before agreeing to authority figures or social pressure. Notice small commitments you've made. Are they leading to larger decisions Gretchen? Automatic reactions? Observe when social proof is guiding behavior. Real-life reflection. Think about your daily life. Emails offering limited time deals. Friends asking for favors. Online challenges going viral. All of these use principles proven in experiments. Online challenges going viral. All of these use principles proven in experiments. Understanding them gives power and freedom. You can act deliberately, not automatically.
Part 9 Summary. Today we learned psychological experiments reveal automatic human behavior.
Authority, social proof, reciprocity, commitment, and consistency strongly guide decisions. Awareness is your key to freedom. Everyday influence is often subtle but powerful. These lessons prepare you to recognize and respond to influence in real life. If these experiments surprised you, like this video, comment, "I won't act blindly." Subscribe now for part 10, the final part, where we summarize all principles and show how to master influence ethically. Part 10 will give you a complete roadmap for using and protecting yourself from influence every day. See you in Part 10. Part 10, Mastering Influence Ethically, The Complete Guide. Book Influence by Robert Cialdini. Congratulations, you've come a long way. In the last 9 parts, we explored why humans follow rules and trends, how authority, scarcity, and social proof shape decisions, how reciprocity, liking, and commitment guide behavior, real experiments that show how automatic our choices can be. Today, in Part 10, we will bring everything together. You'll learn how to master influence ethically, protect yourself from manipulation, and even use these principles to positively impact your life and others. This is the ultimate guide, simple, clear, and practical. Simple, clear, and practical. Step 1. Understand the 6 principles. Let's quickly recap. Reciprocity. People feel obligated to return favors. Commitment and consistency. Once we commit, we want to stay consistent. Social proof. We look to others to decide what is right. Liking. We say yes to people we like. Authority. We trust and obey experts. Scarcity. Limited opportunities create urgency and desire. These principles work naturally. Your brain is wired to respond. Step 2. Ethical use of influence. Step 2. Ethical use of influence. Influence is not about manipulation. It's about guiding decisions responsibly. Use these principles to educate others. These principles. 2. Educate others. Inspire positive habits. Help people make better choices. Build trust and relationships. Example. A teacher uses small commitments to encourage students to study daily. A content creator shares free resources before asking viewers to join a course. A coach uses encouragement and social proof to motivate a team. Ethical influence always creates win-win outcomes. Step 3. Protect yourself from manipulation. Awareness is your best defense. Ask yourself before agreeing, am I reacting automatically? Am I reacting automatically? Am I influenced by a crowd or trend, Vifty? Is someone using authority to pressure me? Is scarcity creating false urgency? Jev, am I returning a favor because I want to or because I feel obligated? Do I like the person more than the offer itself? Do I like the person more than the offer itself? Even a 5-second pause can prevent regret. Step 4. Combine principles for positive impact. Professionals use multiple principles together. You can, too. Ethically, equitable, ethically. Example. Motivating a team reciprocity, offer support and resources, first commitment, set small, achievable goals. Social proof, show how peers succeeded, liking build rapport and trust authority. Share your knowledge and experience scarcity. Highlight limited opportunities to learn or grow, result. People feel motivated and guided, not forced. Step 5. Use influence to improve your life. You can apply these principles in every area. Learning English, offer helpful tips. Commit to small daily tasks. Observe social proof of successful learners. Relationships, build trust, show appreciation, align with shared values. Work, share expertise, encourage small commitments, celebrate team successes. Decision-making. Pause. Question social proof. Avoid blind obedience and reflect before acting. Obedience and reflect before acting. Influence becomes a tool for growth and improvement. Final reflection. Influence is everywhere. In ads, media, friends, family, colleagues, and even ourselves. The difference between being controlled and being in control is awareness. The difference between being controlled and being in control is awareness. Understand the principles. Recognize when they are applied. By same C and ER. Recognize when they are applied. Pause and think, act consciously. Use influence ethically. By doing this, you unlock human behavior in a way that benefits both you and others. Part 10. Summary. Today we learned the 6 principles of influence: reciprocity, commitment, social proof, liking, authority, scarcity. How to apply them ethically. How to apply them ethically. How to protect yourself from manipulation. How to use influence in learning, work, relationships, and personal growth. Had awareness transforms influence from a threat into a tool. You now have a complete roadmap from Cialdini's influence. If this series has changed the way you see the world, like this video, comment, "I will influence ethically." Subscribe and turn on notification so you never miss practical psychology insights. Share this full series with friends. Together you can see, understand, and master influence in everyday life. Thank you for joining this journey. You are now equipped to think clearly, act consciously, and influence wisely.